What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is day 3 of the 4th annual 10 Days of Pumpkin here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Rusty Rail Brewing Company, and they're out of Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania, and this is their Pumpkin Swirl. So they're calling this one a Pumpkin Spice Roll Ale, and on the side it says ale brewed with pumpkin, lactose, vanilla, and spices. Those spices are cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and clove. It comes in at 6% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 2.5 months old. So Rusty Rail, I've reviewed a couple beers from them on the channel. Their Fool's Gold, which is an Imperial Peanut Butter Hefeweizen, and their Waffle Sauce, which was a Maple Pecan Imperial Brown Ale, and both were a lot of fun. I liked the Waffle Sauce a lot more than the Fool's Gold, but they're a fun brewery. And when I saw this one, I grabbed it because if you put a pumpkin pie in front of me and a pumpkin roll, I'm taking the pumpkin roll every time. And those pumpkin rolls are, you know, the rolls that have the cream cheese swirl in them, and then they're dusted in powdered sugar. Like, those are my jam, and they're going for that in pumpkin ale form, pumpkin spice roll ale form. So I'm really pumped up to give this one a go. Yeah, see what we got here. Hopefully Rusty Rail comes through, because the first 2 days of the 10 Days of Pumpkin, the Brooklyn Post Road and the UFO Journey to Planet Pumpkin, they're aight. Say, let's see what we got going on here. I don't know what I was gonna say something, but I just went say. I don't know. It's raining out. I'm in a weird mood. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah. So that pours out really nice. Wow. If you told me, you know, what kind of beer this would be, like, if you gave it to me blind, I would definitely, pumpkin ale would be in the realm. It has like this deep, like burnt orange, almost light amber color. It's unfiltered, has a haze to it, has about a finger and now dissipating a little bit of this like lightly tan colored head. Pretty creamy looking. Looks like a pumpkin ale to me. Let's get a nose on it. Bit muted. So the first day, Brooklyn Post Road, super muted. Like, that was a super muted pumpkin beer. Yesterday, the spices in that UFO Journey Planet Pumpkin punching me in the face. This kind of in between those two, a little bit more than the Brooklyn, a little less than the UFO. I'm getting ginger 100%, even though they listed it as the third ingredient on their website, or as far as like the spices go, the third spice. I'm getting it pretty big. Little bit of underlying clove. Not really getting like the vanilla or lactose. There's no like big vanilla sweetness. There's a decent sweetness, like a malt sweetness. It has a pretty big earthiness to it. Yeah, I mean, this smells like a muted pumpkin beer in the nose. I'm getting, like I said, ginger, a little bit of clove, not really big on the cinnamon or nutmeg. There's an earthiness here. There's a malt sweetness, like a caramel, almost toffee thing going on. It doesn't smell great, doesn't smell bad, it just smells okay. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. So the taste, much better than the nose, and man, that vanilla just adds something and kicks this beer up a notch. I feel like more pumpkin beer should add vanilla, especially if you're going for that pumpkin pie kind of like thing, just to bump up like the overall character to the beer and bump up like the perceived sweetness. I feel like vanilla works wonderful in conjunction with the spices and the malt. This almost has a pumpkin roll vibe. So, body on this one at 6%. Like lower side of medium, it's fine. The mouthfeel, there's more of a soft, like almost creaminess from the lactose, but it still has a decent punch of carbonation. Body's fine, mouthfeel a little bit better. Solid overall body and mouthfeel. The taste, though, a lot better than the nose. Right at the forefront, that malt hits you. To me, it's like more of like a bready, almost doughy type of thing. Now, this isn't necessarily like a graham cracker crust that you'd be trying to get in a pumpkin pie beer, right? It doesn't have that. It has more of that doughy, bready type of thing you'd get from a pumpkin roll, which is cool because as it passes through the palate, the vanilla hits midway through, and with the sweetness, it's giving me that perceived like kind of cream cheese swirl that you have in a pumpkin roll. So I think it's doing a pretty good job representing a pumpkin roll. It's not like to a T or anything, but I'm getting an essence of what they're going for with a pumpkin roll in beer form. The spices to me are kind of omnipresent, which is weird. A lot of times when I drink these pumpkin beers, I usually get them midway through the palate on the finish, but I'm getting them all the way through. The cinnamon is more pronounced than the taste. That's omnipresent. I would say the ginger and clove are kind of on the back of the palate. I'm not getting a lot of nutmeg here. This has almost no bitterness, and there's like a slight dry finish. This is the sweetest of the three that I've reviewed so far for this year. And I'm happy that it's a little bit sweeter because that's what a pumpkin roll is. Like you eat a pumpkin roll, it's a sweet dessert. Just like a pumpkin pie. Like I don't want to be sickly sweet, and this isn't cloying or anything, but I think it does a good representation of trying to make a pumpkin roll into a beer form. I think they did a pretty good job with this one. Can't taste the alcohol. Yeah, I mean, I wish there was more nutmeg because I like nutmeg. And I wish there was like maybe a little bit more of a confectionery sweetness to kind of replicate the powdered sugar you get on top of a pumpkin roll. But outside of that, I think they've done a pretty good job with this. There's not a ton of negatives here. It's not like an amazing beer or anything, but I think it's tough to put something like Pumpkin Swirl and call it a pumpkin spice roll ale and to hit the nail on the head. And I think they've done that to about 80% of what you could do with something like that without, just going straight on craziness. It's good. I like it. So I'm going to give the Pumpkin Swirl from Rusty Rail 4 out of 5. I think they've done a pretty good job with it. Now, if I was to rate it to style, let's say the style being a pumpkin spice roll ale, they get like a 4.5 out of 5. I think they've done a fantastic job coming close to what the beer is supposed to be. For me, though, 4 out of 5, still a really good score, and I enjoy it. So, yeah, 4 out of 5. Pumpkin Swirl, Rusty Rail. Pick it up if you see it in your neighborhood, which brings me to price and availability. Price point, $12 a 4-pack, $3 a can, all day, every day for a beer like this because, again, it's once a year. It's a seasonal. So I would have no problem paying $3 or a little bit over $3 for a can of this or $12 for a 4-pack all day. The availability, I don't know where Rusty Rail gets distribution. We started seeing them about 40 years ago, and that's when I picked up the Fool's Gold and the waffle sauce, and we see a lot of their stuff. So I need to pick up more from Rusty Rail just because they seem to do a lot of fun beers. Even though maybe they don't always hit the nail on the head with them, I still think they try, and with this one, they came pretty damn close to replicating what they were going for. So kudos to Rusty Rail on this one. I think they did a pretty good job. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. Like I said, pretty damn good beer. The best so far on the 10 Days of Pumpkin. Hopefully it isn't the best. Because if the best pumpkin beer that I drink this entire year is a 4 out of 5, I'm doing it wrong. And you know what? It is the Beer Patrol, and I do a lot of things wrong, so maybe. Anyway, to the next one. Cheers.